What a year. I ran more than 2,600 miles, 2 marathons, and more laps around the track than I care to count. "2023 is almost over, and it's time to take a look back on the shoes that were the most exciting and fun to run in. I was able to take more than 20 shoes for a spin, and these were my favorite of the bunch. What's going on, guys? Long time no see. My name is Chris. I'm a YouTuber that likes to talk about running and running shoes, and today I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite running shoes of 2023. But before I go into that, a little update. I haven't been running for almost 3 weeks now. My left leg is still bothering me. I'm not really sure what's wrong. I've been to the PT a few times, sticking to cycling, stretching. I did a little baby run earlier this week. Pain is still there, guys. It's baffling. I am losing my mind. I'm missing the running, but hopefully I will be back on the road soon, or else I'm going to kill someone. So, with that out of the way, one more disclaimer. All of the shoes I'm going to talk about today are shoes that I bought with my own money, so no one has had an opportunity to tell me what to say or what to think about these shoes. They're all my own opinions after racking up some miles on my own. The first shoe I want to talk about today is the Tumi S9. So this is a shoe that I picked up for track sessions specifically, something that I was interested in getting more into this year as I trained for 2 marathons, and it was a fun and exciting shoe. This is something that I think a lot of people can pick up for their track sessions and get a lot out of. It's just a super snappy shoe, lightweight, breathable. It is a 180, does come in at $180, but it does have a lot of Adidas premium technology like the Light Strike Pro foam. It does have energy rods, although they're the fiberglass energy rods. It's a very super breathable shoe, lightweight, but it's a very nimble, snappy shoe, and it's great for those track sessions. I'd even say probably a great 5K shoe for most people. I never got the opportunity to take it out for a 5K, but putting it up against a shoe like the Asics Magic Speed 3, or even like, I would say even in a super shoe, I preferred the Tumi S9 for that. It was just a super fun, quick, fast, snappy shoe, and it was my number 5 shoe of the year. Coming up next would be the Salomon Canara Pro. What can I say about the shoe? I think when it was first announced and early reviews went out, people were kind of wondering what the heck is this shoe. It's so strange. It's got a carbon fiber plate. It has the Power PB Run foam that you find in their super shoes. It also has the traditional foam that you'll find in the Canara underneath that. Just a very clunky Frankenstein-like shoe, and yet it was a super comfortable shoe, a really fun, bouncy shoe. I would use it for recovery runs, but I was always kind of excited to reach for the shoe and put it on all year long. I did long runs in this shoe. I did take it up to like marathon pace several times. I brought these shoes with me to Chicago and did these on Kafuzi's run. This is just a really fun shoe, a surprising shoe, and one that I can't wait to keep putting on even next year. I'm sure at some point Saucony will have the Canara Pro too, but for the time being, it was one of my favorite shoes this last year. Coming in at number 3 is the New Balance SC Trainer V1. So I did try this, the SC Trainer V2. It did grow on me. It is a shoe that I do like, but the SC Trainer 1 was just a super fun shoe to run in. Very squishy, very bouncy underneath. It has that that knit upper that really does just wrap your foot perfectly. It was such a comfortable shoe. I kind of eyeballed that shoe for a while before I purchased it, thinking like, is this really going to be a shoe for me? I'm not sure that I'm into that squishy high stack kind of ride, and I love this shoe. I love this shoe so much. I picked this up right after I got back from the Boston Marathon that week, and started wearing it right away. I've run half marathon in that shoe, several long runs. It's just such a comfy shoe. And comparing it to the V2, I found that I liked the SC Trainer V1 better because of the upper. I felt like the upper is the best part of the shoe. The way it's very stretchy. It's like spandex on a shoe, and it wraps your foot so well. And then while it is kind of odd how much squish there is to it, it's what makes it kind of fun to run in. It's like, I've tried a lot of super daily trainers this year, a lot of like max stack shoes, and nothing quite has the squish and pop that the SC Trainer V1 does, including the V2. And so I like the V2 a lot. The SC Trainer version 1 was one of my favorite shoes this year for sure. It's coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 would be the Saucony Endorphin Elite. So this is a shoe that I was really excited to pick up. I ran in the Endorphin Pro 3. I ran that in Boston. I ran a couple half marathons in it. I ran it for a lot of my like marathon training, marathon pace workouts. Really liked the shoe, but I did want to try something different in Chicago because I was planning on trying to get a little faster in Chicago and break my Boston PR. So picked up the Endorphin Pro Elite, and immediately I can tell it was a step up in that super racer compared to the Endorphin Pro 3. Took this to Chicago, ran a 3:30, which was pretty exciting, but it's just a very snappy shoe that I do feel like an average runner like me, very middle of the pack runner, can run in and find some advantages in. It is a shoe that kind of keeps you up on your toes a little bit more than the Endorphin Pro 3. It doesn't sink and squish quite as much. It's a little more firm underneath, but it's also got that pretty aggressive geometry under your foot. The upper is weird, and it's very new in terms of the way that it's got all these cutouts and these holes, but it is still a very comfortable upper. There weren't any hot spots. This thing went the distance. I felt fast. It's a cool looking shoe, and I was able to run a half marathon in it a few weeks ago too that I had a lot of fun in with my friend Allie. So in terms of a super shoe and a shoe that I was able to run a marathon in, this comes in at number 2 because Chicago was special and I had so much fun there, and this is the shoe that I chose to run Chicago in. So number 2 is the Endorphin Pro Elite. And coming in at number 1 is the Asics Super Blast. So I ran over 400 miles in this shoe this year. This was my Boston training block buddy. So this is what I ran everything virtually coming into Boston in. I ran so many miles in this shoe. I did all my long runs, my recovery runs, my workouts, my marathon paces, my track workouts in the Asics Super Blast, and it did everything extremely well. My legs were completely taken care of for that entire 16 weeks. It was all uncharted territory for me because it was my first marathon, but I felt like this shoe handled everything so well. It was such a comfortable shoe with the dual layer foams, the racing foam, normal foam. Extremely comfortable upper. I know some people found the upper to be like scratchy or strange. This shoe just in every way worked for me. Super comfortable. The laces were perfect. Great lockdown. It didn't get too hot. I never found my feet getting cold in the wintertime, which is when I started the training block for Boston. And to this day, it's still a fun shoe to put on and run in. Like, it is a very comfortable shoe. I felt so taken care of in the Asics Super Blast. It worked for me on every level. And I know, like, when it first came out, it's not a shoe that I considered for myself because it's not, it's not a traditional daily trainer, but I've had a lot of people ask me like what shoe I would recommend to them as a shoe to get started in running, whether it's, I'm going to just start running for the first time or I'm going to start training for a marathon. I always recommend the Asics Super Blast. And I know that other runners out there found this shoe, fell in love with the shoe. Ben Parks, fell in love with this shoe. And so I just loved the shoe. It's what really took my love for the sport to the next level too. It's what got me into feeling comfortable out there on the road and learning a lot about running shoes and getting excited about the tech that are in running shoes in 2023. I can't wait to try the Super Blast 2, which will be coming next year, I'm sure, sometime in the later half of the year. But I just love the shoe so much. It got me excited about running. It got me into the running shoe nerdom that I absolutely love. And so that was my favorite shoe of 2023. I've signed up for more races. I'll be doing Grandma's Marathon in June, so I'm really hoping that here soon I will be back in running shape. I really do miss being outside on the trail, just gliding and having fun. So I'm very hopeful that here soon I will be back out there logging up the miles. I still have the Nova Blast 4 that I put about 18 miles in until I started feeling this injury come on. And I really don't want to review that shoe until I can get a little bit more out of it and get a better idea of what it's made of. But so far, it is a very comfortable, fun shoe. And I've got a few other shoes that I'm looking at right now that I really wanted to be in at this point, testing out for you guys. But we'll get there. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get back outside soon, hopefully sooner rather than later. Hopefully I can get a few runs in before the new year. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for your support this year. It's been fun. Starting a YouTube channel is very daunting and very scary, but I couldn't have asked for a better start. We've passed the 600 subscriber mark, so trying to get to 1,000. That's like the big goal heading into next year and growing the channel and trying new things, covering more races, covering more events, and trying out more new shoes. So if you guys have any recommendations for how the hell to get over an injury and feel better sooner, please let me know. If you guys have any shoes that you'd like to see reviewed soon, drop them in the comments below. As always, stay healthy, unlike me. Have fun out there. Catch you on the flip side.